Hey gang, finally out and about. My gosh, blue skies, clear blue skies. Which is a welcome respite. I'll show you guys. Which is a welcome respite of the yellow smoky haze that's been over Long Island for the past couple of days. You know, you step outside and it's somebody smoking. Oh my gosh. For the Canadian wildfires, especially somebody who has breathing problems, to be cooped up inside, it's not good. But finally outside, had to take a walk, had to get through, and have to jump on the bandwagon here. Good old Pete Hegsbreath. They're going to do testosterone testing for, the military, for the people in the military. Of course, the women in the military are going to show low testosterone levels, which is going to give him reason to kick out all women in the military, which, that goes right along with the whole Christian nationalist thing that, sorry, ladies, the only thing that you're meant for, according to Christian nationalism and God, is you are just meant to stay in the kitchen and be barefoot and pregnant and be subservient to your man. And that's it. So, but meanwhile, there are so many women in our military, all the branches of our military, that are just amazing. Amazing warriors, amazing human beings, and that command respect. And he, again, it comes down to, I don't want to say ignorance, because as I say, sometimes ignorance is not bad. Ignorance means that you just don't know yet. But if you're open to learning, then you no longer are ignorant. Well, but if you're not open to learning, now you got the permanent deal. And I'm sorry to use the S word, but that's stupidity now. To do testosterone testing because testosterone is better for, for warriors, and better for, to fight, and better for, but, so hormone therapy, so that's, give men hormones. But if it's good for one, how can it be bad for another? Because that's the whole gender affirming care. My God, to give hormone replacement therapy, HRT, if a man is low on testosterone, which happens after the age of 50, they take testosterone supplements. That's gender affirming care. Look it up. What is the definition of gender affirming care? It's emotional, psychological, and medical treatments to assist somebody with the proper gender that they identify with. So guys, if you're taking testosterone, you're doing gender affirming care. If you get hair transplants and plugs because you're balding, you have gender affirming care. All of that's gender affirming care, just like cisgender women. A cisgender woman gets breast augmentation if it just for just cosmetic reasons. That's gender affirming care. Your 16-year-old, for her sweet 16, you give her a nose job. That's gender affirming care. Something that helps somebody to align better with the gender that they identify with. That's all gender affirming care. But it's good for one, but it's not good for the other, which of course is the entire stupidity of this government. And yes, I am going to be political, and I will probably continue to be, just forewarning, continue to be until the elections. Because the midterm elections mean a whole lot. It actually means people's lives, okay? Human beings, literally, lives are in danger in the midterm elections. We have to stop this stupidity. You have to stop it. And I don't care if you sit there and say, well, I don't like who the Democrats are. You know what? I don't care. Vote the person, not the party. Vote the person, not the party. There will never, 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 let me say it again, never be a candidate that ticks all of your boxes. That's 100% perfect. Nothing is ever 100% perfect 100% of the time. It never will be. But what you need to do is you need to look at the individual. What has the individual done? What is the individual saying that they're going to do? Look at the background of the individual and say, well, I don't like some of these things, but even though they may not pertain to me, I know somebody that they may pertain to and they may be harmful to that person. Think about your neighbor. Come on, Christians, people that call themselves Christians. There's 613 laws in the book of Leviticus. When the Pharisees asked Jesus, who gave us one, the most important one, he said, guess what? I'll give you two. Love God, love each other. Done. That was it. Love each other. There may be something that doesn't pertain to you. Yeah, somebody is for the LGBT community. Sit there and say, okay, that has no impact on me, but I know somebody who it may have a positive impact on. Or I want to vote for this party, not the person, but the party, and the party is saying we have to ban transgender. We have to eradicate transgender ideology. We have to get rid of that. Well, again, it has no impact on me, but I know somebody that it will negatively impact. So maybe I should think twice about voting for the party. Because I've heard that also. People have said, well, even though I don't like what the Republicans are doing, I voted Republican all my life, so why should I change now? Why should you change now? You just said it. I hate what they're doing. And then but if you also sit there and say, well, then I'm just not going to vote for anybody. I'm just not going to vote. Then that's automatically a vote for the negative. You have to vote. You have to vote. What can be worse than what's going on now? I'm transgender. Am I the cause of your increased grocery bills? Am I the cause of the increased prices at the gas pumps? Am I causing you to pay just about $3,000 more a year to run your household? Is it because of me? No, I have absolutely nothing to do with that. So vote the person, not the party, please. And look at the stupidity. Sit there and say, how could Hexpress say, you know what? Yeah, we're going to do testosterone testing and give them testosterone supplements, which is gender-affirming care, but we're not going to give gender-affirming care to this group, but we're going to give gender-affirming care to that group. Why? Why? If you give it to one, you have to give it to all. That's it. That's it. So come on. We need to start using brains here, because if not, what's going to happen? Handful of years? Mark my words, there's going to be some kind of, I don't know, civil war. Watch that movie, please, before you vote. Before November. It's streaming somewhere. I think it was made in 2024, 2023, 2024. Civil War. Watch it. That's our future. Things were said there, and things that, are in the movie, and there are lines of dialogue that were said there that had not happened yet, but they happen. I challenge you to watch the movie. I challenge you. Watch it before you vote. You have to vote. Again, I'm not conflating this, This is not an exaggeration. Your vote has lives attached to it. Human lives attached to your vote. You need to vote. That's it. You need to look at everything that is going on and say, wait a second. Is this America? Is this America? The freedom of speech, First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of religion. This is only a Christian nation. We have to have religion taught in schools. We have to have Christianity taught in schools. What about the Buddhist child? What about the atheist child? What about the Jewish child? Oh, they don't matter. Really? If you say that, I'm sorry, you're not an American, and you could come and look at me right in my face and tell me that, and I will tell you exactly the same thing. You are not an American. So stop it. Read the Constitution. Know what it says. Know what your rights are. Know what every other person's rights are. We need to vote. We need to give our children and our grandchildren a place that is safe, a world, a country that is safe, where everybody, every human being, everybody can feel safe to be at and to live in. We have to live gloriously, because up until the last minute, the future is what we make it. What is the future that you want to make? If you think that for America to only be Christian and everybody that is not Christian should leave, if you think that that's what it is to be glorious, for life to be glorious, and if you think that somebody like me is going to hell, I'm fine with where I'm going in the afterlife. And if I'm going to hell, I'll be going to hell. I'll tell you what, though, I'll save you a seat, because you're going to be sitting there right next to me. If you feel that that is what it is that this country is supposed to do this and was supposed to go back to the days of the Crusades, where if you were tortured if you weren't Christian, and not just Christian, but the one specific Christian, okay? Because you may say, well, I'm Christian, I'm Methodist. Well, it may get to a point where they say, you know what, we only like Roman Catholics, we don't like Methodists, we don't like Protestants, we don't like evangelicals, we don't like Lutherans. It's going to come down to all of this. This is a slippery slope. Do the right thing. Let's live life gloriously, and let's have a future that is a positive future where everybody can grow, can live, and can learn from each other, and be diverse, because diversity of thought is the one thing that separates us from all of the other animals on this planet. And that's the one thing that is sustainable growth. Diversity of ideas, different people's experiences and knowledge helps us all to grow. That's the future that we need. So get out there and vote. Again, #, vote the person, not the party. Bye.